Man, ain't it crazy that the enemy see the potential in you before you can even walk, bro? The enemy sees your calling before you do. That's why I love Jeremiah 1:5. And it says, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I set you apart. So it's like I want y'all to put that into mad perspective. Because it's like, if the enemy jams you up early, he don't gotta chase you later, bro. He don't. Because he already know you're going to be trapped early off, bro. Welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship, where building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Man, I got an episode for y'all tonight, dog. This one is called "The Enemy Sees You Before You Do," and it's pretty much I'm gonna go into a bunch of stuff. I got Bible, I got stories, I got everything, bro. Cause it's like I want people to understand, like, the way you start off, that's the enemy, yeah. Like, not everybody, bro. But if you start off in a bad environment, start off in a bad situation, that's the enemy, you know. He trying to take you out before he know you gonna get great in your future. Like, you know what I'm saying. So that's pretty much what this episode is gonna be about, and I'm gonna be able to capture it all good. I got some really good stuff for you guys today, so we're gonna go ahead and dive right into it. And like I've always talked about for myself, like when I how I came from the streets and how I seen a lot of traumatic experiences growing up, being homeless, like doing this, doing that, like seeing my parents do this, seeing my parents do that. And it's like I realized I could have been a product of the streets, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna sit here and hold you. I should have been a product of the streets, bro. But like, it it's crazy because it's like I was watching the cycles continue. Like, I seen the cycle growing up, and then I was over here providing that same cycle in the streets. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, and that's why I want people to really understand. It's like I survived what was designed to recycle me, bro. Just like the prison system, just like the drugs, just like the streets, like all of that stuff is just meant for you to be recycled and put in, put out, put back in, put back out. Like, it's the same thing, bro. And it's like when I really had to stop and think about it for myself, and I was like, bro, I don't want that type of life, bro. Like, there gotta be a way to make some real money. It gotta be a way to make some legal money, bro. And I was like, all right, show me the way, God. He showed me the way and just kept on moving, kept on moving. But it's like, even in I got Bible right here, even in Romans 8:28, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. People don't understand, like, yeah, you gonna it's gonna be alright. I know it might hurt right now, but and best believe, even in the situation that I'm in currently, like, it's gonna hurt right now, bro. But you gonna be alright in the future, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, you might have to unpack a lot of the trauma that you even going through now, or that you went through in the past in therapy or something like that. But like, or even just talking to somebody, venting to somebody. But like, that's the whole point of it. Like, and this is where I really had to learn, like, therapy really was the way, bro. Keep it a buck with you, because it's like throughout my life, like, I never was told men should go to therapy, men should go to therapy, men should go to therapy. Like, everybody was like, nah, bro, like, you don't cry when you're a man. Like, nah, bro, like, you still got to shed them tears, bro. Because if you don't shed them tears now, later down the road, bro, you might end up taking someone's life over some crazy nonsense that could have been resulted in therapy or 10 years of therapy or whatever the situation may be. But it's like, you I had to genuinely, like, I ain't even gonna hold you. Probably, I don't think no other man in my family ever went to therapy, bro. Like, no, I can't. I know my father did it, and I know my grandfather did it, and I know my uncles did it. So other than that, I can't even imagine. It's like, that's the whole point of the enemy. It's like, he gonna keep you isolated, bro. He gonna keep you stuck in that same cycle and not even realize that you even in that cycle until you pass the cycle or whatever the situation may be. Like, that's the crazy part. And like, even now, like, not it's not that I'm having doubt or anything, but it's like, God, why'd you pick me out of all folks in the world? Why'd you pick me? And it's like, I continue to ask God, why did He allow me to like provide this platform, be able to talk on this platform, and share my honest thoughts and my honest experience and even my honest wisdom about it. And it's like he ain't necessarily audibly telling me, but like I just kept having a sense like, Jerry, just keep pushing, bro. It's gonna be hard. It but this podcast and this community that you building, it's gonna be worth it in the long run, bro. Like I can, and it's like I'm only coming up off of a year of this stuff, bro. So it's like I can't even imagine what it's gonna be like in 10 years, bro. Like I can't even imagine, dog. And it's like that's the beauty of the faith part right there. You just keep on putting that step at the step, keep on putting that step at the step, and like I said, I always ask why me? Cause it's like I done so many people dirty, bro. Like I robbed people barefaced. I did this, I did that. I scam. I did a lot of folks dirty, and it's like, and then when you really get to reading the Bible, you really get to seeing Jesus and how he interacts with the people that think that they shouldn't deserve the faith or don't even deserve him, and it's like you see him and you talking to, and it's like, young, that is a beautiful story. Anything for that's a beautiful story, bro. Like that's the crazy part, and it's like I had to really realize that God didn't pick me because I was clean. He picked me because I was called, bro. And that's the whole point that I'm trying to get to folks. Like just cause you started off rough, or your parents start you off rough, or if you don't even got any parents and you went through the system, I get it, bro. But I guarantee you, and then this the part that it will always got me, bro. Always got me. I'll be listening to the people and they be talking and be like, yeah, that's fire, bro. Cause it's like they really every time, bro. Every person, every successful person I've ever listened to always had a rough background or a rough story, even if it was a recently rough or a childhood rough. Like they always that's what really makes the grind. That's what really makes that hunger. Cause it's like if you ain't had that pain, if you didn't have that pain to talk about your purpose or to follow your purpose ain't gonna hold, bro. And that's just what it is, bro. And even for me, like I had to go through pain, I had to go through this, I had to go through that, and it's like I never really understood why all of it happened until like not even now. Like I still don't understand, but I'm understanding it more. Like I get it. Like I get that you gon' you gotta work through your childhood trauma to be the future you that you need to be, that God can bless, and that's just what it is. So it's like even for me, like I'm going to multiple therapists, not just one, not just two. I'm going to a Christian therapist. I'm going to therapist for seasons. I'm going to therapist to how I can emotionally be better for my daughter and everything, like all types of stuff, bro. Because it's like you gotta think of it kind of like coaching, bro. Like these people get paid to help you, bro, or you pay these people to help you, bro, to get into another season or get into that season that you really need, bro. I can't. I'm trying to tell you, the man on the other side of these sessions at the end of this walk, unrecognizable, and I can't even imagine what that's gonna be like for now, because it's like I'm seeing the fruit from back then, but I'm thinking about the fruit 50, 60 years from now. Like it's crazy. It really is crazy. I know I'm kind of chit chatting. I'm about to go ahead and really get into it, but like this is why I continue to say, like I said, I had to make that switch. Like I had to lose friends. I had to isolate myself. God isolated me for real. And then COVID hit, and then that was even more of an isolation, if I'm gonna be honest with you. But like it happened all for a reason. I'm glad it all happened. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm glad that it all happened, because if not, I would have still been stuck in that same cycle. It's like if I would have been stuck in that same cycle, I wouldn't be on this platform talking about what I'm talking about, possibly helping a youngin. You know what I'm saying? Now he hear this podcast on YouTube or on his YouTube Shorts plays, whatever the algorithm do, and he be like, yeah, cuz preaching facts, bro. Like I think I could bang with cuz, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the type of mindset that I have. Like, even if, and I said this before, even if no one listen or everybody listening, bro, I'm gonna still keep it a buck with y'all, bro. Like, I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat this faith stuff, bro. Like, I'm not about to sit here and sugarcoat what Jesus talked about, bro. Like, Jesus is a real dude, bro. Realest gangster I know, bro. Realest gangster. And you know why he was the realest? He was the realest gangster with using peace for his weapon, or not really weapon, but peace for his cause. So like, you telling me a man did all of that uprising on the Romans and that culture, and we still talking about him 2,000 years later, and that man didn't even bust a bullet, pull out a sword. Most that man did was kick some chairs around, but like, as far as like on his aggressive side. So it's like, when you see stuff like that, you be like, man, I'm trying to be like that, bro. I'm not trying to be like that angry dude, that angry black man, or that angry dude that's just trigger happy, this and that. Like, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. But like I said, you gotta make that switch, bro. You gotta make that switch. It's gonna be hard, but you gotta make that switch. I'm gonna go ahead and continue moving on. I know. But like, I want people to really get it. Like, I want people to understand from this perspective or this question. Think about it. Why do bad things happen to people at the beginning of their life, but it sticks with them for their entire life? And that they most likely need years, if not decades, of therapy or trauma help to get rid or to get over that trauma. So you gotta think of it like that. So it's like, the enemy do that much to you at the beginning of your life that it mess you up for the rest of your life, bro. Come on, bro. You gonna tell me that man ain't trying to take you out, bro? Cause he know, once you cross the other side, once you cross the other side of everything, he already know, bro. You gonna move mountains, bro. He already know you gonna move mountains. And that's in that man shaking in his boots, bro. It sure do. It sure do. And this is why I really love listening to PD and Demarcus Dudley on PD's Bible study on Wednesdays, bro. Or his Thrive Wednesdays. And they was going into a whole discussion, and I got the quote right here. This is exactly from Demarcus Dudley from Change Church Atlanta, and he said, the enemy makes us stay in cycles by making our prisons get better. And piggyback off of that, right? And I'm gonna say this: the enemy will upgrade your cage so you forget that you even locked up, bro. So like that's it, bro. Cause you think of it like that, and you be like, yeah. So I'm gonna put a practical example. Say you making money out in the street. Say you only moving like a zip or two, and you really ain't making money, but you still stuck in the same cycle, and you get tired. You just be like, you know what? Maybe I am gonna get a job. You go get a job. Then as soon as you get that job, you got the play of your life, bro. You got a whole 3P play, whatever, and it's legit. Like, I'm not talking about no Jane. It's legit, bro. Then you make that play. Now you playing with the peas, like, you know what I'm saying, and you keep going up, you keep going up, but like, whole time you stuck in that same cycle, bro. You stuck in that same cycle from when you had two zips to when you had two peas or even 20 peas, like, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, don't get me wrong, yeah, you gonna make some money, but you know how much money you can make in the market. You know how much money you can make in, bro. I was just talking to, I got my shape up today, bro. I was just talking to a barber, bro, and the dude, the owner owns two salons like this, and each salon, like, they have tattoo artists. Like, it's pretty much kind of like a pop, kind of like a just a regular shop, but like they got multiple shops all throughout the whole building. And I'm sitting there, and I was sitting there talking to my peoples about the situation. I was like, yeah, these dudes making bad, but if you take at least, and I know they making more than this, if you take each room and you make an average of $2,500 per room, times that by 10, for 10 rooms you just made 25 racks in 1 month, bro. And then if you got multiple locations, say you got 3 locations, or you got 30, say you got 15 spots in one and then 15 spots in another. Now you got 30 open booths. You charge that 20, bruh. You just made 75 racks in a month, bruh. 75 racks in a month. You you telling me by the end of that year, you could be making 900 bands from just real estate, bro? And then a lot of that stuff you gonna keep, dog. And we're not even talking about if you making fast money off the market. Like, come on, yeah. And that's just the easy math, bro. Like that's just the easy math. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like the enemy or the devil will really try to keep you locked in that cage, thinking like, oh, 2 P's is straight or 20 P's is straight. Like, nah, bro. Like you could be making 10 times more money if you really apply yourself the right way, bro. So that's the whole point that I really want people to really get it. And that's why I was stuck. Like even when I was stuck on perks, drinking, smoking, doing this, doing that, doing everything else, bro. I was basically trapped in my own prison because I was. It seemed like it was getting better by the drugs, or it seemed like it was getting better because I was making fast money or whatever. But it wasn't. It was actually getting worse. Like in the long run, that jump was actually getting worse, bro. So it's like, and this is where I'm gonna really kind of get like dive into two separate topics, but still stay grounded to one, because it's like I want people tend to be like, oh well, maybe I didn't have nothing that happened to me bad when I was growing up or something, a traumatic experience, but whole time the enemy will try to use the spiritual experiences just the same way as a physical experience. So it's like the thing is, if hell attacks you early, bro, heaven basically already put a stamp on you saying you good, bro. So like, I want, I want people to get it. Like, yeah, bro, you might have the worst childhood or feel like you got the worst childhood in your life or whatever, but I guarantee you gonna make a you. Even if your goal isn't to make a bet, you still gonna be happy at the end of your life, bro. Definitely if you follow God. Definitely if you follow God. And this is where I'm really about to get into like the chunk of the episode, because it's like in Matthew 2:16. This is when Herod saw that he'd been tricked by the Magi, and he became very enraged and sent men and killed all the boys who were in Bethlehem and all of its vicinity who were 2 years old or under, according to the time which he had determined from the Magi. So it's like, and I got the numbers right here, bro, because I'm about to go into a little spill. So Herod, the king of Judea, watches his soldiers slaughter the innocent children of Bethlehem in an attempt to kill the infant Jesus, whom whom he feared, who would eventually seize his kingdom, according to I don't know what that word says, but 144,000 children were killed. 104. That man tried to take Jesus' head off and took out 144,000 people, bro. Thousand kids. You gotta think about it, bro. How many generations did he just mess up, bro? How many people did he realize just met? How I can't even imagine how many creative ideas, how many, like it's the same even today, like same thing. It's like, and this is where I got from PD pretty much how I was talking about Demarcus Dudley quote, and pretty much this is exactly what PD said. Like the enemy is not just after our impact, but he's also after our influence. So it's like Herod killed that many people to try to take Jesus out for his impact, for his impact. But whole time he had even more influence. Like what? Like that is fire, bro. Like even with him doing that, like that is a stamp right there. Like you gotta think about how many 144,000 kids. So you telling me 288,000 parents grieved their children that night. And we not even about to go into the aunts and the uncles and the grandmas and the we not even about to go into the math of that. Over a quarter of a million people was grieving that night or within that week. Like, come on, bro. Like that's what I'm saying. Like the enemy will go to that far extremes to really try to take you out or really try to scar you from in your childhood. Like that's the whole point. Like, and like I said before, like you how many generations he took because he was scared of Jesus. That man was scared of Jesus, bro. But whole time he was thinking that Jesus was gonna rise up an army. Whole time he didn't even do it the way people thought he was gonna do it, bro. Like he did it peacefully. He did it like, bro, I don't even want y'all kingdom, bro. I'm here to just preach my father's business, bro. And he just liked it like that, bro. Keep it a buck with you, bro. So it's like I even had to rethink my life when I was growing up. Like I said, the first 2 decades of my life. What 21 is when I started turning my life around. So after before 21, bro, like I either I was gonna be dead or drug rich, bro. Like one or the other, or I was gonna die trying. Keep it a buck with you. So it's like now looking back, and it's you see how the enemy would try to keep me stuck in that loop. The whole time, now look at me now. Now I'm talking on a platform. Now I'm talking about my story. Now I'm talking about my past. Now I'm even incorporating the business books that I learned from my past or from the time where I actually had to get right, like stuff like that. And it's like, and this is why I love Charles Spurgeon quote right here: "The enemy may throw 1,000 difficulties in the way, but seeking faith will compel a man to knock on mercy's door." And like I said, that's Spurs right there, bro. So when you put his words into perspective and you get to thinking, you be like, yeah, God relied through a lot of difficulties my way, but it might even be more than 1,000. It might even be 10,000 for real, bro. If I'm gonna be real with you, but nah, bro. Like you still got that faith. You still asking for mercy. You still praying. You still doing the things that you need to do as a man, or doing the things you need to do as a woman, or even doing the things you need to do as a Christ follower, bro. So like that's where it really hit at, cause it's like you gonna have to go through the difficulties. You gonna have to go, but as long as you continue to knock on God's door, He gonna open it. He is gonna open it. And it's like it wasn't really until I started really reading books. I started reading my Bible. I started really praying to God. I started fasting. I started silence and solitude. Started doing Sabbath. I started doing this and that. Like my limitations actually built that relationship with God, and that's the beauty of it. Because it's like I I had to first become weak so He can make me strong. And I know you hear that a lot, but it's truthfully honest, because it's like every time I look back in life, and every time I got weak from life circumstances, financial circumstances, family circumstances, I've always got stronger in Him. Always, even now, even though I'm going through what I'm going through right now, I'm not gonna talk about it publicly because I'm still processing it. But even when I'm going through right now, bro, I'm still having faith, bro. I'm still moving, bro. I'm still reading. I'm still listening. I'm still showing up, bro. Even when I don't want to show up, I'm still showing up, bro. So, that's the whole point of everything that I'm pretty much trying to say. And it's like, even for me, when I ended up switching over to from the streets to legit business, like I had to people don't understand, like I didn't have that chance to really change my environment. But the thing is, I changed my beliefs, and that's what really hits. Because it's like, if you even if you living in that same environment, you change your belief system, you change your mindset, you change the way you think, your environment eventually gonna change, bro. Your environment is just an environment. Your environment can just be a season. That could just be winter for you. Wait till you get to spring. Or you get what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not necessarily saying it's gonna take that short a time, but you get the gist of what I'm trying to say. So it's like, I remember when having 100 P's or 10 P's to 100 P's was the goal, or 100 P's to 1,000 P's was the goal, bro. Like now my goal is to have 100 properties paying me, and over 1,000 plus dividend, growth stocks, all of that type of stuff, paying me, bro. And it's like even if you park a couple $1,000,000 in a dividend stock, bro, that's gonna pay you 100 bands a year, bro. Like, you telling me if I park my money in this stock and it goes up, even if it goes down, you don't lose that much money unless it goes to zero or you lost half of your value. But you should already be smart enough to when to purchase it. So that's the whole point, and it's like that hits because you don't really get that a lot. You really don't get that a lot. You really don't get that a lot. Like, I got a little bit of a spill about some numbers. So like, say if you get a 1P for $800, right, and you flipped it to $2,000, or you get 100 pack or 1,000 pack for 80, let's just say 800 racks, right? Then you re up and you making between somewhere between 200,000 $2 million play, but like you risking 20 to life with that type of play, bro. So why not put that type of money in the stocks where you could make even more money? Like, be real with you, bro. You can flip 10 bands into 80, 90 easily, bro. Like, I'm gonna be on. I wish somebody would have told me that, bro. I wish somebody would have told me that, because if somebody would have told me, bro, let me show you what to do with 10 bands in the market, and they showed me what to do, and I flipped that joint, and I made like 5, 6, or like 8 racks profit on top of my 10. I'm gonna rethink life. I'm gonna rethink life. I'm gonna rethink everything, bro. Cause it's like, and then building that long term to where it grows to billions of dollars. Like, how you think Warren Buffett be making all this money, bro? That man was trading stocks at 14, bro. 14. So you telling me if you 14, you learn, you got the more upper hand because you got more learning, you got more tactics, you got more tools, you got more trading, you got AI. Like, you got so much more than what this dude had, bro. But at the end of the day, God doesn't bless flips. He blesses the foundation of it, bro. That's what I'm trying to get to the point. Like, you're not gonna just you're not gonna just make a flip and think that, like, don't get me wrong, yeah, will you make flips? Yeah, you gonna make flips. You can make flips without God, but will you be able to keep the money? That's the question. Will you be able to steward the money correctly into the right stock? Will you be able to hold the money until you get the right mental and game strategy? Say if you come up, say you flip a rack to $20,000. Now you got a $20,000 problem. You know what I'm saying? Now you gotta figure out how can I spend this $20,000 to make me even more $20,000, like, or double or triple, whatever the case may be. So it's like, that's the whole point. Like, God's not gonna just bless that flip. Like, you gotta make that flip, but you also gotta build that foundation. And God gonna be that foundation, and then these books also gonna be that foundation. Don't get it twisted, bro. Don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna say reading the Bible ain't gonna teach you nothing, but read the Bible and read a business book, or read the Bible and listen to a podcast, or read the Bible and listen to a leadership podcast, or listen to a leadership book. You gonna, bro, you gonna make a bag, bro. I'm not about to sit here and just wail to y'all, bro. Like, I'm not about to sit here and lie. Like, I have no reason to lie. Just try it. Literally, just try it. Just try it. And I'm about to go ahead and wrap it up right here, because I know I got one quote and one Bible, and I'm gonna wrap it up. So this is the quote from Andy Stanley. Uncertainty is not your enemy. Uncertainty provides you with the job security now and unimaginable opportunities in the future. But all of that hinges on your ability and willingness to press on in spite of your surroundings. Like, that was fire. So that means uncertainty, you're gonna have uncertainty regardless. But if you continue to press on around your surroundings or around the environment that you're in currently, or the state of mind or whatever situation that you're in, and you push on, that that's that's gonna be it right there, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's gonna be, I can't even tell you. the most un the most uncertain times in my life have been the most spiritually clear in my life. If I'm gonna be 100% real, spiritually clear, it's just like it's so clear, it look like fishbowl, bro. Like keep it, it look like fishbowl, bro. I ain't even must. It's so crazy, and it's like this is where I come up with this quote from, because it's like uncertainty isn't a curse. It's just proof that God is not done with you yet. He not done with you yet, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, and this is where I'm gonna leave this one last Bible right here. Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the certainty of things hoped for and proof of things not seen. So that's fire, because like I said, this whole episode was about faith. Like this whole episode was about, like, I'm gonna be in there, I'm about to end it off right here. Mary and Joseph had to have faith to listen to God to protect Jesus so he wouldn't be one of those 144,000 people that were killed. And then imagine if he was that person that was killed. Exactly. Like you put that, that's big time faith, bro. Like that's Hall of Fame faith right there, bro. And it's like that's what it really be hitting at. But I'm about to go ahead and close it out. Thank you for watching, and welcome back to Billionaire Discipleship, where building wealth, street wisdom, and serving Christ collides, but it doesn't divide. Like and subscribe.